Aho, Brothers of the Axe. Confessions of a Certified Tool Hoarder, Volume 4. Out on the bench tonight, and before we get started, just wanted to show you guys a couple handles. This one is basically done. This is about, I think, a 21 inch, 21 inch. Yeah, about a 21 inch that I'm going to put a Montreal pattern on. So this is basically just needs the head fit to the haft. And then this one, I just started carving today, cut it out on the bandsaw. This is going on my buddy Kevin's Keen Kutter, hewing axe that he was gifted by Ryan over at Lionhead Restorations. So yeah, this one's gonna get an 18-inch white oak handle, and it's still pretty much a big block at this point. But yeah, this will be a cool one. Send up to Kevin. But anyway, without further ado, I've had a super busy last couple weeks, and I picked up quite a few things just as recently as today. And I will start with, I guess, what I picked up on Father's Day and just before Father's Day. So on Father's Day, my dad hooked me up with one of these, and this is a little oiler, a little old brass and copper oiler. And I'd seen a couple guys using these on their videos, and I must have made a comment on one of my YouTube videos about it. And my dad sent me a picture and said, "Hey, you looking for one of these?" And I guess we cleaned out one of my grandmother's friends' parents' houses or something like that, an old house, with a bunch of old relics in it. And this was one of the things that was in there. And he just has it filled with the remnants of the bottles of, like Twister and WD-40 and stuff like that. So at this point, it's got just machine oil in it, but I'm thinking I might use it for boiled linseed oil in the future. So anyways, yeah, this is a cool one. And I just did a minor cleanup with some steel wool on the brass cap here. But otherwise, I think I like the old patina of this thing. So that was pretty cool. And then the other day, I popped into a yard sale, and I was able to snag, he had price tag of $5 on both of these, and I think I might have featured this one in an unboxing video already. This one I haven't even sharpened or carried yet. It still has the sticker on it, and I wound up doing 2 for $8, so I wound up getting them for $4 a piece. One of them is a Victorinox, and I'm not sure which model this is, maybe the Hiker, and then this is the Wanger Executive. It's just got the single blade and the nail file. But I've sharpened this up and been carrying it around in the office a lot lately, actually, and it's a cool little knife. And then this one's just got your standard bottle opener, can opener, 2 knives, and then on the back, the corkscrew and the little nail file. But yeah, for $5 or for $4, I'll take them. So yeah, that was cool. And then what else did we get? So I wound up picking up a lot of hammers that had probably 35, 40 pieces. So I'm just going to kind of lay out and feature some of the cooler stuff that was in this lot of hammers. And this was a cool one. I'm going to probably wind up flipping a bunch of these and making a few bucks off this one. I think I paid maybe $35 for the lot, and there was about 40 pieces total in it. But a lot of already hung, hammers like this. This one's got flame tempered 12-inch machinist hammer handle on it. Cool old head. Interesting pattern. I don't have one of these yet. And then there were several of these little tack hammers in there, and I have a bunch of these, and I've even given some of these away. But these are cool little hammers, and it's got a cool old handle with the paint on it. It's pretty neat. There was this nice big, probably 2.5, 3 pound ish Nevada pattern, and I don't think this one's terribly old. I don't see a stamp on it per se, but there's no like wear safety goggles or anything like that, so it's probably reasonably old. We have this hammer here. I'm not sure if this is like a masonry hammer or some kind of forging hammer. It's a plum. You guys can see that, but it's stamped plum, so that's cool. And then while I was there, and there's a bunch of other stuff too. There's a million different little claw hammers, a lot of Stanleys in there. So, but just your general, like a ton of ball peens and things like that. Just your standard stuff. Nothing really worth going through. Little cobbler's hammer. I haven't had one of these in a while, and I believe I actually have a handle, an NOS handle for this too that I might throw on here. Maybe I'll keep this one around for, I'm going to start getting into some leather work here soon, so this might be good for maybe doing a little leather work with. So got that. And then while I was there, I was able to snag a few axe heads as well as some woodworking tools. So while I was there, I picked up this Stanley number 80, which is in really good shape. I'm going to have to get a couple new cards or just sharpen the card that's in this one. But yeah, Stanley number 80. Got that. And I picked this little guy up too. This is a little thumb plane. So this is just like a tiny, tiny little plane. Like, here's a small little block plane, and this is a small plane. This is even smaller. So I thought this thing was really cool, and it's a Miller's Falls. But yeah, very interesting. And at first I thought it was a little toy, but I did a little research, and it turns out, yeah, these are actually functional tools. Like I said, they're known as thumb planes. So I was thinking about maybe just sitting this on my desk at work, just because I thought it was cool. But I might actually sharpen this and try to see if I can't put it to use. So thought those were pretty interesting. And while I was there, I also grabbed a lot of axe heads. They were just cleaning out a garage. There was a bunch of junk in there, I won't lie. There was a bunch of, just heads that really weren't worth much, heads that were kind of beat up. But I bought them all. I think I paid 35 bucks for the lot. And there were some gems in there, though. This one was kind of a mid-tier. This is a very lightly stamped Keen Kutter Michigan pattern. A little wear on the bits, but hey, Keen Kutter in reasonably good shape. No pitting or anything like that. Just been sharpened a bit. Thought that was cool. Let's see, what do we got? This is a nice one. An old Collins, square label Collins. Just scout pattern. Not stamped BSA or anything like that. But it's just a scout pattern, which is pretty neat. I haven't had a Collins scout pattern in a while. But yeah, no, this is in great shape. This will clean up really nice. And I don't know if this has ever been sharpened. This is in really good shape. No real major mushrooming or anything on this guy. So yeah, I was super excited to get that one. They had this, which is a Dunlap. Not sure we can see that. Dunlap boy's axe head, which was pretty neat. And then one of them that is already in the axe rack. Just bear with me 1 second. This is an old Pennsylvania pattern hatchet. An old Pennsylvania pattern pancake hatchet. And this one already had a handle on it. Kind of more of a modern-ish handle, but nice handle nonetheless. But I think my buddy collects these early PA pattern axes. So I think this one might go to him. Maybe we'll work a trade out. But he was excited to see this hatchet pop up and was interested in it. So I have no plans on getting rid of this one. I'm going to keep this one for my one buddy here. So, but yeah, this alone was worth the trip out. You don't see these come up that often. I mean, in my area, they're a little bit more common because I'm in eastern Pennsylvania, but this was a great find, great score here. And then at the bottom of the box, I found this little Norlund Voyager, which is pretty cool. And again, I think this one's going to clean up really nice. There's pretty good Voyager stamping, nice deep, genuine Norlund stamping too. And I'm probably just going to flip this one, honestly. I'm not a big Norlund fan. And I'm not a huge Hudson Bay fan either. But I know a lot of people collect these, and I know they're highly sought after. So I'm thinking I might throw this up on Axe Addicts or Axe Junkies, or maybe even eBay, and see if anybody wants to trade, or somebody just wants to buy it. But anyway, yeah. So this is a Norlund Hudson Bay, is what this is. I know it says Voyager, Kevin, but that's wrong. This is a Norlund Hudson Bay, not a Voyager, Hudson Bay. That's just a little inside joke that one person's going to get, but I had to say it. So yeah, that's just about it for that particular pickup. But yeah, did really well there. Now, the other day I was perusing Marketplace, and I happened to see a lot of old, just kind of junk tools, and I looked through the photos like you always should, and in the background of one of the photos was a little double bit axe. And I looked at the things that were around it and kind of ascertained that, hey, this actually looks like it might be a cruiser. And I went, and sure enough, I picked up this little cruiser for $5. Now, this is an interesting one. I am not sure who made this cruiser, but it's a beefy one. It's beefy. It's definitely not, it doesn't look like an old American pattern, that's for sure. I'm thinking that it could possibly be maybe 70s Swedish. I mean, for all I know, who knows? It could be a China made. I don't know. But it seems like it's forged pretty well, and the steel has a decent ring to it. The red paint's kind of throwing me off. When I saw the red paint, I thought Kelly, but this doesn't really look like a Kelly pattern. It doesn't really look like any real American cruiser patterns that I've seen. Kind of almost has a Western pattern look, but it flares up a little bit on the top part. So I'm not sure. I am not sure, what it is. I don't see any stamping, so I think this might have been a paper label. So we'll never really know, but it's certainly a cool one. And for $5, I was happy to get this. And I wound up actually, I was in the area anyway, so I didn't go out of my way to scoop it up. But really nice full bits. There's just a little tiny bit of like micro chipping, but that'll all clean up with a initial sharpening. But yeah, nice full bits in good shape. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or trade it, but either way, for $5, I'll take it. And then last but not least, this is an interesting one that I picked up just today. My buddy Dave, brother Dave, hooked me up with this one. And this is a little 3-pound jersey pattern. And this one, I think I'm going to put on like a 23 or a 24-inch handle. Now, initially, I thought it had the bevels, very, very Kelly-esque, but the lugs are very pronounced on this one. Kind of not like Kelly lugs. They're a little longer than Kelly lugs. And there may be a stamping here. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, there definitely is a stamping. Not sure what the stamping is. I don't think it's a Kelly. But I threw this on the scale when I got home today, and it was 3 pounds, 1 ounce. So almost 3 pounds on the nose. And just judging by the profile, this is not just a worn down 3.5 pounder. This is a legitimate 3-pound jersey, which you don't see a whole heck of a lot. And this one's in nice shape. So aside from just the tiniest little chip on one of the lugs. But that doesn't bother me. So I think I'm going to, like I said, make a 24-inch handle and throw this guy on there. And that will be a pretty cool little pack axe. Nice full-size-ish head on a short handle is something that I don't really have yet. But anyway, guys, thanks for taking a look here. Good pickups this last month. I've been doing really, really well through all different mediums. Flea markets, Facebook Marketplace, yard sales, everything that you could want. So hope everybody's having a good 4th of July weekend, staying safe. Make sure everybody's got all 10 fingers come Monday. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for coming along, and have a good weekend, and I will talk to you all soon. Take care.